That's gonna be your transition.
Ta-da! Chloe Bailey.
So,
I
you know
will.
what I'm about to talk about.
Yeah. So the funny. So this is one of those sad things that I feel like when people talk about the evilness of the industry, this is another one of those examples where it's sad that women feel. And this is not me saying that.
This is the true sellout evilness of the industry that people don't talk about. Is that you have to have a certain image.
This is not to talk about even her specifically necessarily. It's a larger conversation. It's really a shame that that women feel or are forced into positions where they need to sell.
Like sexualness.
Because when you look at
Ruby Rose said it too. She literally said that she didn't even like that in real life. How she acts online. That she does it because she knows it gets attention.
Because when you look at popular, and I won't make this specific to race, even though there's a certain race that predominantly perpetuates this. When you look at the men that are able to see success in the industry, regardless of their physical appearance, it's crazy because then you look for a woman to achieve that same status in Hollywood or in the music industry or just in general in entertainment. They have to sell their body. They have to at least give that perception. They have to look a certain way.
So let me break it down. Who's any big woman artist that didn't have to do that? I can see have like people like Mary J. Blige, right? Did she ever have to do that? Because she kind of covered up, you know.
I think the industry has progressed differently from when artists like that were more prevalent, because like Mariah Carey, for example, wasn't like that.
It's different
or any
now.
of like the 70s, 80s
Something
singers.
shifted, like in the 90s, I feel like, where everything became very sexualized. In the 90s, right? Like, you know, you think about, but even then, back then, they were pretty like, Aaliyah wasn't doing the most. So.
Yeah, but even still, there were a lot of the rap videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. Since like
but
the 80s.
The interesting part.
Honestly, I think I feel like the impact is because of the introduction of hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
That's just the hip hop and rap culture.
To our knowledge, because the Eyes Wide Shut parties, the nasty Hollywood stuff that's been going on forever, like that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't been perpetuated. Like you didn't have to look a certain way.
You didn't have to have a big butt to be a female rapper. But also now every female rapper has a butt, or they get a BBL.
Or if you wanted to be an actress, you don't have to be the most beautiful person in the world. Everybody's beautiful. But in terms of what people's generally accepted standards of beauty were at the time, like Marilyn Monroe and that whole era of actresses and stuff like that, you didn't have to necessarily look a certain way. But now it's just so publicly perpetuated in terms of you have to do these things to see success. Like, and you hear about the abuse that women take on Hollywood sets, and they just don't really have the chance to really defend themselves, because you hear something like a story like Christian Bale or Tom Cruise starts wilding out on the crew. If a woman did that, then now she was terrible to work with, and blah blah blah, all this other stuff.
She was angry,
but everybody would still run and love Christian Bale to do their next movie.
So definitely our biases.
So the climb in this industry, especially with, you know, the Me Too movement, people have their opinions on it. I have my opinions on it, but that's stuff does happen. In terms of each person's individual story, who knows? But that stuff definitely does happen. And this is just another one of those byproducts to that, is that people feel like they have to put lyrical content that's suggestive, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But I feel like most people don't want to do that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We don't know about Chloe Bailey. She might want to genuinely do these things, but we just don't know for sure, because there was such a shift that happened with her. She wasn't doing this before.
Somebody hit a button. She made the IG, whatever, all that
We
stuff.
saw it happen. We saw all of a sudden it was these pictures that she was posting. Nothing wrong with showing off your body. Like, that's, we're not saying that, but we're saying that we feel like it's not 100% clear cut that every single person decided they just want to be more showing off their body.
Because she could do that off the rip. That's the only thing. My issue is, like, do what you want. I'm not one of those people that demonizes women for showing their bodies. I think that it's a beautiful thing.
It's just not consistent. It was abrupt.
I think the whole, like, censorship and people, and I want to make this point extremely crystal clear. I am not for the promotion of exploitation of people physically, and I'm not for the promotion of engaging in sexual content, all that stuff. I'm not for the promotion of it. But if you do it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I listen to music like that. I consume that sort of content. I don't care if you do it, but I'm not for the promotion of it.
We just want to know what's the intent behind it.
And if
Is this you? Is this really you? Or are you just doing it for the clicks? Because like I said, Ruby Rose admitted it. That, you know, she likes twerking, she likes having a fun time, but she's very extra and acts more promiscuous on the internet than she actually is in real life. And she admitted that. Which
is a shame, because and I have an issue with that, because it's like you're doing that for the purpose of money or clicks and stuff like that, and that's what I don't
like. And it actually becomes harmful too, because you see most men don't even know if she raps. They literally just look at her as an IG model, as an OnlyFans girl.
If you look at the horrors of prostitution, for example, and what women go through, and why a lot of like, I didn't even actually mean to say prostitution, but that too, but in terms of stripping and the stuff that they go through with sleazy owners and stuff they have to engage in to make money. I know that most of the women don't want to do that, and they're doing it for money. Yeah. So I'm not okay with that. And it's not that I'm saying.
A lot of women that even like sell their bodies don't want to do that.
Yeah, like they're doing it for money, and that's not to shame them. It's more so I'm not okay with the fact that somebody feels like they're in the position that they have to do that.
Even like some of these OnlyFans girls, I could guarantee you that you know, there's a portion of them that are just doing it for a way to make money, because they're at that point.
I think it's most of them, because like if somebody, and this doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them, I just would prefer people to not be put in situations where they're doing things that they don't want to do for the purpose of survival. Because that whole concept, like,
because like stripping, you know, I feel like if you were a stripper and you generally enjoy dancing on men and all that, cool. But I don't know, something about showing yourself having sex on the internet seems like something I don't feel like anybody would willingly want to do if there's no money involved. I don't know.
I think
like if you could just post for free, I don't think anybody would do it. And the argument is, oh, why should I post for free? It's valuable. Yeah, true. But I'm saying, if there was no money involved, would you really do it? Would you still do it? Because for me, if there's no money involved in counting, would I do it? No.
What I would say is that
I want to be at work.
Nowadays, there's a lot more ways to monetize it. Back in the day, you would get paid for the one thing, and then that's it. There's no other ways to get OnlyFans residual income and from all these other sites.
Yeah.
But now there is. So now there's more of a focus on money. But I think a lot of people before probably genuinely just enjoyed it.
I know. Could think about it. Some people on porn sites, those amateur videos, were just people posting, and they wanted people to see them.
There was no money in it.
There was no money in it. So I think that's genuine.
Some people get off on it.
Yeah. Some people like the fact that people are watching them. And they don't care to get caught. They don't care that, you know, if it'll affect the jobs and stuff.
Because that might be their...
That just might be their bag. Yeah. Without money. And but a lot of people wouldn't be posting when there's no money involved. So it's like, well, then why are you doing it? Do you really love it then? You know, people always talk about loving your job. Do you really love it then?
Probably not. And from a adult film star that is no longer active said that if you're going to be in that industry, you have to really love it. Because if not, then... This is why
people are depressed.
There's a list of people that commit suicide after doing that. So this is very long-winded, and this sounds like it's not about Chloe at all, but it's more so just addressing the larger issue.
And addressing the why. Like like I said, that's my new thing now. Why? Why are you being like this? Oh, you know, I like showing my body off. Okay, but you know, why weren't you doing before? You know, her thing might be I was young. Which, okay, yeah, she's been in the industry for long enough that at one point, I don't know how.
I'm not familiar with her like that. So
I know her, like her and her sister, Haley, they were, is it Haley or Holly? I'm not sure how to say it. And just funny because their last name is Bailey. So anytime I see her name, it's like, I think Holly Berry. So it's like, I know they've been around for a while. Like, I think they were like they might have had like cameos in movies and stuff. Like, they've been around for a while, but they didn't really like start popping until like that one song. I think it was like Do It or something. Like, I think it was like 2019 that they kind of started becoming like relevant and being pushed because they're signed under Beyonce. And then they're on that show Grownish. You know, I made you watch it with me a few times. But I'm pretty sure like let me see how old she is. Because she started doing this stuff like recently. Like it was like 2019, right? When she started showing, remember like it might have been 2020.
No, it was 2020.
Yeah, like, you know, everybody noticed it because they were like, whoa, you know, because she just started showing her butt more. Which like I said, nothing's wrong with that, but then why now? Why weren't you always doing that? I don't even know her last name.
And it's none of my business either. But, you know.
She is 23. Okay.
If that, like, really bottom line.
So she's younger than us. 23.
Bottom line, if that's what you want to do it. But
Yeah.
I'm only commenting on the switch.
We want to
That
make, yeah.
if there was any influence from outside factors, or she felt like she wouldn't get as much attention to her music or whatever her art is, that I have
That's
an issue
bad.
with. That's
Because,
bad.
and the sad part is, it worked.
Yeah,
It worked.
and that's the problem because
Like nobody was checking for her like this before. I'm sorry, they weren't.
who do you and this might be a scorching hot take that comes from this. Who do you blame for the objectification of women? Do you blame women or do you blame men?
That's a good question.
Scorching hot take. Don't feel free to not answer it because I probably
That's like a really thought-provoking question because it's
I
like
probably wouldn't answer that question myself.
everybody would immediately say it's men's fault. It's men's. I'm like, is it?
Don't give them pick me.
Is
Don't
it
do
men?
it.
No, but I'm saying I'm not. You know, people love the. You see that TikTok trend where it's like they're like, I know how you
Don't
know
talk to me about
tussle.
TikTok.
You know, you ever see those? Like, I know how you girls love to tussle. Like people will put a statement. And it will like, the sound is like, don't fight me because I know you girls like to tussle. Like they'll just be like, oh, why? Like somebody will say, you know, like it would be like a question like, why do girls who don't wear makeup gotta bring down girls that do wear makeup? And then the sound would be, don't fight me because I know you girls like to tussle, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Don't fight me and don't kill the messenger. But I will say, I feel like most people automatically will blame men because, you know, the clear, you know, the kind of like surface level answer is that men are the consumers of this stuff. You know, the men consume, you know, like you're probably the I feel like if they did the stats, men are probably the biggest consumers of like porn.
I would.
I don't know, 'cause a lot of girls do be
They be
going
in their
crazy
bag, but it's just because
watching that stuff.
men are more open about it, and
Yeah.
it's been taboo for women to speak about it.
Yeah, it's been taboo. That yeah.
I think the numbers would point towards men just because there's more men on the earth.
Yeah.
But I don't think that men. It would be interesting.
I mean, I do kind of feel like,
the,
I don't even know, honestly. Now that I think about it, like the whole like No Nut November, I feel like men are just more open about being sexual. Men are more open about what they want. Like, and I mean, based off testosterone, though, I do feel like men naturally are more.
Do you watch it?
What?
Adult films.
Don't play with me for real. Why are you trying to?
I'm just asking.
No, you trying to expose me.
I'm
That's
not,
what
trying,
you're
I'm not trying to do anything. You just expose yourself.
We already talked about this.
And I do too.
Okay, and you already
So
know
that's
the
one
answer.
and one. So I would assume that to be.
And a lot of girls are probably worse. Like I always hear like stories about men be like, "Oh, my girl crazy. Like she's always jumping on me." Like a lot of men, I think some women are worse.
Yeah, men just be chilling and women be going.
Women
crazy.
are just not open about it because like you could blame testosterone, but our estrogen does the
Estrogen
same
exists too.
thing. Like our bodies are mad. My body's mad that I don't have a baby yet. Like I get abused for it. My body literally abuses me for the fact that I'm not pregnant. Like
Let me get a shout out to the men one time.
So that's why I'm saying, like, women are just as sexual. Women are just as active. Women are just as, you know, consumers of it. Because I like sometimes like I feel like a lot of my like girlfriends never like open about it, but some were. I did have some that were, and I was like, I didn't want to expose myself, so I was just like, wow. Like,
Gosh darn it.
I'm not expose myself, but
Jiminy
cool.
Crickets.
I'm like, oh wow, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, there's actually I don't know if you were there for that. We had a friend in particular, like where they exposed themselves by accident. They opened up their Safari. It might have just been me.
I heard this. If we're talking about the college story,
Yeah.
I heard the story.
Like trying to show me something in Safari, and that's the last thing that was open on the thing. Like swipe up. I was like, but it's like it's common. Like a lot of girls do it. I feel like a lot of girls are becoming more open about it on social media. That's why they're talking about the roles thing and stuff. So I can't say we could blame men. I feel like it's kind of equal because it's like the same thing with women talking about BBLs and they want to blame men. Oh, it's men's fault that women are getting BBLs. No, women put that pressure on each other. Women are always in competition with each other because it's the animal kingdom. You want to be the most prime mate, So we compete with other women subconsciously. Some is subconsciously, some is consciously. Women compete with other women to be the best mate. You want to be that prime mate. Because that's what it all boils down to. When you really think deeply, it's all scientific. There's something in our body. It's like an innate thing in our body to procreate. That's literally the whole point of all of this. Is that we're just meant to procreate. We're creatures. We have a conscious. We think. We have thoughts. But it all boils down to procreation. And that's why women compete for men. That's why men compete for women. Or, if you're swing the other way, men compete for other men. That's why women compete for other women. Because at the end of the day, it's literally, you want to be that prime meat. You want to be, that's why, you say men work out to be healthy. But yeah, they work out to be healthy. But another part of it is I want to look good. And why do you want to look good? People always say, I just want to look good for me. No, you don't. You want to look good for you, yeah. But then another part of it is you probably want to look good for other people. Like, I hate that whole, I just want to look good for me. Because it's deeper than that. That's not why you want to look good. You want to look good for you, but you also want to look good to be a primate.
Because the perception of what looks good for a lot of reasons outside of health is for the attractiveness.
Yeah, it's like, why do you want to look good for you? In your mind, why is that looking good? They won't be able to answer that. Why? What's the definition of good? Why does this look good to you? The answer is because it looks good to the opposite sex in your perception.
So to bring this all back,
even like I said, we being real today. Even with me wearing makeup, right? I look in the mirror and I'll be like, I'm doing this for me because I like how I look. But I like how I look. Why? Because my face looks. I feel like my face looks more enhanced. My cheekbones are more enhanced. My eyes have a different look when I have lashes. It's a cute look, that's not. I'm not trying to actively entice somebody, but to the root of it, when you really subconsciously think of why you're doing that, it's because you want to look good. You feel prettier. You feel like you look better. You feel like your features are more enhanced. And why do you feel that way? Because you look better. You have more confidence. You attract more people. Duh. I mean, I'm in a relationship, so I'm not trying to attract somebody, but there's still a subconscious root onto why people do things to look good.
I don't even think there's anything wrong with you trying to attract somebody.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just natural. Like it's like we had this conversation before. It gives you like reassurance that you look good. And I think everybody wants that. Like, be real. People be like, I don't need nobody's
in addition to
opinion or whatever,
to self-esteem, making you feel better. The also benefit is money. The more people think you're physically attractive, the more money you make. Yeah. So you should aim to
you might get hired just because you're cute. You might, as a man, you might get hired because your deep voice.
Which may be surface level. I do get a lot of comments about that.
Yeah, and like I feel like people probably think, in your workplace, that you look good, they like your voice. So being attractive gets you places.
It does.
You don't have to give up anything to get far with that.
And we always have to say by generally accepted beauty standards.
Yeah.
And it might be a surface level reason for you to get places, but it does help. So yeah. I don't find anything wrong.
As long as you're not cheating.
I'm not sensitive to somebody thinking somebody else is attractive. That's a human thing. And
if anything, that makes me feel better. If I go out and I see girls looking at you, it's like, well, in my mind, it's like, well, he's mine. Why am I gonna be mad at them? If they think he's cute, so do I. I think he's cute too.
Just like you would with anything, like not to objectify myself, but if somebody has a nice car, like you're gonna want somebody to look at the car. You want somebody to look at your house.
People be like, I just got the car to feel good about yourself. No, you didn't. That's why you got that flashy green color, because you want people to look. We saw that purple Tesla today. You wanted people to look. You want people to take pictures. That's why people drive around.
I certainly took a picture.
Yeah, right?
That thing was beautiful.
People would be like, I'm just going for a joyride. Nigga, no, you're not. You're going for people to take pictures of your car.
I think the license plate might be in the picture, but
nah, that car was hard.
That car was.
I was on the phone, so I couldn't really talk about it.
Couldn't grasp it. I got the picture right here. You could take a look at it.
That car was hard. It was like a chrome.
And there's no license plate on the front. It wasn't even a chrome.
It's like, no, that purple was like metallic. No, it was a pearl.
It was supposed to be the holographic wrap, or like it looks like it, but it's not, and that's why I was like caught off guard. I'm like, yo, that's not even holographic.
And the matte, it's
just purple.
It's a T matte black. It looked like it.
And it looks like body work what they did to it.
It looked different. I never seen a Tesla look like this. Something looked different about it.
I think they did body work to it. They put some skirts on it.
And it looks like what's that at the bottom? Is that a skirt?
That's a light. Nah, that's a.
No, this right here. Oh, that's a light.
This right here is the light, and that's just a vent.
Okay, it just looked different.
Yeah, they went crazy on that one. But anyway.
Yeah, that's beside the point.
Back to Chloe Bailey, because we're going to clip this and post the clip, and people are going to be completely lost.
Yeah, like what are they talking about Teslas?
All over the place.
But yeah.
Yeah. The video itself, let's get to that. The video itself, it was just, everybody was making those jokes, like the singles in my area when I'm trying to watch a movie.
That video was cringe. I'm so sorry. I think she knows it was cringe too. All this backlash.
That's the thing though.
That got a sting.
The way it was, like the way she did it though, it has to be trolling.
She had to record it a few times. No, I will hope she's trolling.
It had to be.
I'm trying to not to, I feel like saying it's trolling though is giving her the benefit of the doubt. But I will really hope that maybe she was trolling to try to be funny.
She had to be trolling. There's no way.
You can't record that. Look back at it. But yeah, this is the one.
Because at first I saw it with the sound off. And I
It
was
didn't
like,
look that as cringy.
yeah, it didn't look that crazy. I'm
But
like,
the
okay,
voice.
looking at Lollipop. Then I heard the audio, and I was like, nah.
I want to thank my fans. And then the way she was sucking the lollipop, I was like, just like, whoa, like you're doing the most.
And I'm sorry for everybody that just had to hear that sound in your headphones, but yeah, that was nuts.
Doing the most. And then like, and then even now, did you see her new video of her? I'm gonna previewing her song. I'm gonna get it for you.
Please don't.
And everybody's like, they're like, this should be a song for Sweetie. Preview.
Jeez, I don't want to hear that.
Chloe.
I wish the mic could pick me up from back here.
Maybe I'll just type in her name. Not preview.
And I'm not super familiar with her, but like, she seems
Wait, did
cool.
you delete the
so
video?
like,
Okay, here it is.
nah. No, I ain't trying to get the copyright. I'm gonna just talk over
Are we
it.
gonna get copyrighted?
Yeah, you would. I'm just gonna talk over it.
But like everybody's like, give this to Sweetie. Like, why are you rapping now? Because she's a good. That's the sad part. She's a really, really good singer, and she's doing all this.
She also
for
produces
what?
too. She probably made this beat. Mm-hmm. It's fire.
She don't need to be doing this. And like, people are like, oh, somebody's argument was like, Beyonce did 7-Eleven. Like, you know, you can have playful, fun songs, but Beyonce made that song 16 years into her career. She established her name. She has that right, and she has that, you know, like she has that power to be able to drop whatever she wants.
Okay, you can turn this off. I don't want to hear that.
Like Beyonce got that right, and she earned that right to drop a song like 7-Eleven and have a, you know, just be fun, have fun, rap, you know. You so early in your career, I don't think Chloe Bailey really established herself yet. You gotta show people who you are and your talents.
Why did people like 7-Eleven?
Cause it was just a fun song. Like you never seen Beyonce like that. Like I honestly never seen her. She's so private. It was such a laid back. I like the song. I like 7-Eleven. Like I remember when I first dropped because we were in college and I was sitting on your bed and I opened my laptop. I was like, Beyonce, and I was like 7-Eleven. Like I don't even remember that. I was literally in your dorm when the song dropped. What was that? That was freshman year.
Put up my foot up.
Oh no, but it was fun. It was a cool song. Like we already know she's talented. She got mad hits. So at that point in her career, she could do a song like that, and we got to see her more, like her personality, her like, you know, dancing, just being a free spirit. Like people didn't really get to see that aspect of her before.
What song is better, 7-Eleven or "Lift Yourself" by Kanye?
7-Eleven, duh.
Oh my god.
Lift Yourself is I love that song. That's another thing too. Like Kanye earned that right to do that. Imagine dropping that song early in your career, and even though it was a troll. Like Chloe Bailey, you don't have that right. Sorry. Like if that's who you are though, like I'm not judging her because that might be a part of her talents. Like you said, she's very talented. I didn't even know she produced it to that video drop. So she's very multifaceted, and she's kind of like a Doja Cat. You know, Doja sings, she raps. Cool, but it's just like I said, it's a sudden. Where did this come from? Where is this coming from? Because you didn't present this.
So what was your issue with this
video?
Is it the song or was it the way she previewed it? Like
it's the song because it's like people are. That's why like she was getting flamed for this. She's getting people aren't been on her neck, but they're like, "What is this?" Like,
which is sad. I don't condone that.
I don't condone it either because like it's like cyberbullying. But like people been on her neck and they're like I can read some of the stuff now. People were like,
don't read any negative comments about her.
No, like I'm just gonna see like constructive criticism. Like
don't do it.
The quotes Chloe get behind me, which is about how did we get here from ungodly hour? And look, 260 likes because she's like so talented. She don't need to do this, and I feel like she feels like she needs to do this. You don't need to do this, and I get it because it's
unless she wants to.
Unless she wants to, that's the thing. But like I just feel like because people aren't receiving this well for a reason. I feel like people aren't picking up that genuineness into it because it feels forced.
You know what?
And she's making it worse by making a lollipop videos. Like someone said, it sounds like an Empire song. You know that show Empire.
One criticism, and I forget who said it, was, did you listen to Ariana Grande's last album?
Which one?
I don't remember what it was called, but it's her very last one.
What's the most recent one? Let me see. Because I listened to the one that had like 6 or 7 rings on it. Was that her last album?
I think that was on that one.
Oh, Positions? Was that her last one?
That was the last one. Yeah.
And what songs did I have? Yeah, I listened to this one.
So one person's criticism, and
I don't think this has 7 rings. I think 7 rings was before that. But I listened to this one too. Because people were saying how she was like grown.
Yeah.
She's like grown now.
The grown content.
But that's different though. Ariana Grande literally grew up into this industry. Like she's almost 30. Right? Is she almost 30?
I forget why I brought that up. I think I was bringing it up to
talk about the shift of sound.
Yeah, for the shift, because it's like I don't feel it was so abrupt in the way that other people
Ariana Grande shift wasn't for me it wasn't abrupt. I feel like she kind of always slowly threw hints and like slowly was like adding more sexual stuff into her songs, sexual innuendos. It wasn't so like stark contrast. Like I went from this type of music to this. It was like I feel like in the album before Positions, I feel like there was songs that were kind of like a mix of her and the sound that she was going for. I don't think it was abrupt. I think people were just so like protective over her for some reason. But this girl's 28. She's almost 30.
She was Nickelodeon, right? Or
Yeah,
Disney.
Victorious. That's how I got introduced to her. You watched Victorious?
All right, so moving on.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch that show.
It was a good show. But yeah, I just feel like with Chloe Bailey, like the thing is, it's just no. To conclude,
no, just real quick. We're not supporting nothing Dan Schneider, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. Just to conclude, Chloe Bailey, I just feel like it's just I don't know if this is really her, then that's we're not getting that. Like I feel like energy speaks volumes, and everybody's not acting like this way for no reason. Like it's just not coming across like it's you because with other artists, you could just tell when somebody's being themselves, and you could tell when somebody's just making songs that for the money, I feel like I always bring up Ruby a lot, but that's because I'm interested in seeing how her career goes. So I watch a lot of her interviews. But she even said how like her song is called like Twerk or something, how she hates it, but her label probably pushes a song like that because her brand is twerking and like that's the whole thing, twerk. Everybody, it's such a cringy weird song, like, and she doesn't even like it. So it is when you hear people like that who's on the inside who's actually telling the truth about this stuff, it makes you second guess everything. And it just doesn't seem natural. That's why there was a whole conversation on Twitter after Chloe Bailey's video about what is sex appeal. It's not giving sex appeal. Sex appeal, you don't have to look a lollipop and talk in a soft voice. Sex appeal is you just walk into a room and something comes off of you, right? I feel like you have sex appeal. Like I feel like that's why a lot of girls always kind of act weird with you because something comes over you. Like I just feel like you don't say anything. You walk into the room, you don't yell about how much money you got. You're just quiet and chill.
No, hold on. Let's get some air horns in there. Go ahead, gas me up.
Like no, I'm saying like you're like quiet. You don't do the most. You never have to talk about how much money you make. Like you don't have to do anything. And girls were more likely to look at you like who's like something because something just radiates. Something just radiates. And I feel like there's only a select few people in my like experience of who I came across with that I feel like have natural sex appeal. And it has not that many, but there's just some people that just walk into the room like. It's just the way they walk, the way they talk. I don't think I have sex appeal. Honestly, I think I'm awkward and weird, but I'm sexy in my own way. But I don't think I have sex appeal. Like there's some people that just have it,
Do you feel like in your experience you came across more men that were like that or more women?
Women.
I was thinking you were gonna say men.
Most men that I've been around are mad, corny, and weird. That energy is just weird. I never like. I actually with men it's been like a few. Like very like. Since post like college and post college, like it's probably been maybe like 4 that just had like that something, don't even have to speak. Like some people force that sex appeal. They do the most. They just like I don't know.
Funny enough, I think for me in college it was
men mostly or women.
Men mostly, and then it switched to women.
For women, honestly, there was really only like 2 people I feel like. In college that I came across with that I feel like had that natural sex appeal. So maybe you're right.
That is more men. Because my thing is, so
I feel like women, like I hate to sound like a pick me, but I feel like a lot of times women kind of would do more to try to
in college, right?
Get attention than men. Like women will say all this extra stuff like like they'll be like,
and the men would just be chilling.
I get that good neck. Like, whoa, like we was talking about science class. Where'd that come from?
We talking about lunch.
Like men will do that kind of more subtly, but I think men think more about that. They're more conscious about it. Women will think that stuff works. Like men, I feel like they know what's corny for the most part. So they kind of like will just be more chill and let the women do more of the talking. So I think you're right. But like this, like I said, there's like maybe about 2 girls in school that we came across. I literally didn't even have to say any of that. Just walked in and so it was like an aura, Like I feel like Rihanna has that. Like I get that just from her videos. She just walks and it's like
the whole thing about sex appeal is mostly just confidence.
It's confidence.
I think that's really it.
Because people who don't have it, you know when someone's insecure because the subconscious stuff. Like you walk into a room and it's like the people kind of become more closed off. They're kind of like, oh, like hey, looking at you. You could tell they're like sizing you up. Can they see you as a threat? You just get that because it's the subconscious things people do. That shows lack of confidence, They kind of close off. They get more quiet. You constantly see they're like.
I feel
making
like
sure they're good.
I feel like the quietest people have it the most.
Yeah, because
Which is funny because the more you talk, the less attractive you are.
and not to even big myself up, because like I said, I don't feel like I have like the most sex appeal, but I've had so many experiences where I've been out with friends who are overly, like that, like feeling like they got to be in a man's face, the whole saying, oh, I give the best neck, I did, like doing all that extra
Who
stuff.
said that? That's the second time you said it. Who said that?
Nobody said that, but I have like experience with somebody that said something like back in like high school saying,
I know what you're referencing.
yeah, we could talk about that off camera, but like that's just like an example I'm using. So I like in my, like I said,
And first of all, we gotta hit the stop the cat button. I'm not gonna do it, but anybody that says that, we gotta hit the stop the cat button.
yeah, like the 7 billion people in this world. No, you don't.
I know you do.
Like people swear I got the best pee. I don't say that word, but I got the best pee in the world. No, you don't. There's 7 million people. Well, half of that's women, so 3 billion. I'll say there's 4 billion women in the world. But like I said, in my experiences, me, like this not even. I swear, this not even a pick me comment. I just don't like. I'm more when I go out. I wear like what I'm wearing now. Like I don't even like. I'm not comfortable wearing like revealing clothes because that's just not me. That's not where I feel the most confident in. Because I like my body, but I just something about like I just feel weird for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like being overly exposed because I just feel creeped out sometimes like by people. So lots of times when I go out, I'll wear like my streetwear fits. I wear maybe not a hoodie, but I'm wearing like a graphic tee, some jeans. I wore tight stuff going on. Like I'm acting like I haven't. I wore tank tops and like leggings. Like the stuff I wore in college. But as far as how I act, like appearance, apparel aside, first of all, I'm in a relationship, so I'm not doing that anyway. But even when I was single, you saw how I am. I'm shy. I'm not in men's face. I'm not acting weird, like I'm shy. I'm a shy person anyway. And I feel like every time I've been out with my friends who are more, the opposite, like I said, that are in the men's face, trying, twerking. You ever see girls in the club, they be twerking, and then they look around to see if men are watching. The whole like, are niggas watching? You know that, right? Like, 'cause they want the men to come over and dance with them and talk to them. You know how many times that happened? And the guy literally, I would just be sitting, cause I've been in a relationship most of the time where I've been out in my adult life. I'm just like vibing, rapping the Kanye lyrics when that song come on. They all come up to me.
Wait.
They all come up to me.
What party were you at when Kanye came on?
I'm specifically referencing a time where I went to Philly with my friends, my ex-friends, and we were in a club. It was around,
Kanye came on?
Yeah, Kanye came on a club, like rap song. You know me, I be rapping anytime a Kanye song. It was a hype Kanye song that you could rap to. Like it might have been like something from The Life of Pablo, because I was that era. I swear, like this is not even bigging me up, but like multiple men came up to me. And I don't know if I told you, one of the guys that was trying to talk to me all night at multiple locations is actually an Eagles player. Did I tell you about that? I definitely told you about
You definitely told me about that. And
that was so long ago.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the messages, because I was about to be like, wait, who?
Not to gas my head up, but this man literally was like harassing me the whole night. Like we went to a strip club after. He was still trying to talk to me.
Hold up.
And I wasn't doing anything. I was wearing a champion T-shirt, my Raf Simmons.
I'm gonna come off the mic for a second. I'm gonna find the message, because I'm pretty sure I was like, yo, give me tickets.
No, for real. Like this, that's what the specific time I'm referencing to. Like this happened other places too. But I don't think I have sex appeal. I just think I wasn't doing the most. I was just chilling. I was just being me. I'm confident. I'm a confident person. And no offense to my fellow woman, but sometimes that stuff doesn't work. And you could speak from a man's perspective. You still looking for?
Yeah.
You typing Eagles?
Yeah, for those that are wondering what's going on, I'm looking at the
It
messages.
was 2018, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
or 2017.
I look for Eagles. I don't really talk about the Eagles that much.
It was 2000.
You probably told me in person.
Wait.
You said 2018. It's not in here.
Nah, it might have been 2017. It was winter time. Oh yeah, it was 2018. It was. Oh, you typed the NFL?
Yeah.
I was typing Eagles.
No, I did type in Eagles and I couldn't find it.
Nothing came up for a thing?
No. But anyway, I do 1,000% remember that, and that would have 100% been my reaction. Yeah, none of that.
I definitely told you in person then.
Yeah.
Unless you deleted messages.
I've literally never deleted a single thread off my phone. Look at how far back my messages go. Like the very first message ever.
2015.
I keep all my messages.
I used to keep all mine too, but something got deleted. Yeah, maybe I didn't.
Look, it's your best friend too.
Ew. Which one? Her? That's last time we talked to her?
Crazy, right?
Oh, you did tell me about that though. Yeah, it's not even coming on my messages. So I don't know.
But yeah, that's fire. You should have definitely swung us the Cowboys.
No, but that's a crazy thing too. The fact that like
You could have
an
came up.
Eagles player.
I wish I knew who it was, because then I would have been like,
Oh, his name was.
don't incriminate him, please.
I just wait.
Please do not incriminate him on the mic.
Let me see. Wait. I would have to go back to the group chat with my ex friends. I still have these messages too.
Table it, and then we'll go back to it so we can finish the
wait, let me see.
the rest of the pod, unless you could get to it quickly.
I swore I had it.
What are we talking about? Is this still the Chloe Bailey thing?
Yeah, we're just talking about sex appeal.
Oh
yeah, maybe while I'm still looking, you could answer that question. I was saying, from a man's perspective, every man's different too. Some men like that overly obnoxious girl, like they like that. But from a man's perspective, what will attract you more in the club? As far as generally, trying to mess with a girl.
For me, it all really comes down to somebody that behaves like me. Like, as weird as it is, like, I don't, like you mentioned, and this is not to, I really do hate talking about myself, but if I walk into a room, or just what people have said to me over the years, is I don't go in the room, I'm not the guy that's loud, trying to attract attention. I don't feel like I need to say anything, honestly, ever to get attention. I kind of have just always gotten it. I'm never going to be the type to talk about my physical appearance, but at least in terms of how I carry myself, that's always been the most attractive thing that people have said to me. And this is me not saying it. This is just from what I've gotten over the years. My quietness, my random interjections of something funny.
And like you're like
never doing too much.
Yeah, like it's just people just laughing.
And
like,
also, aside from that, I work very hard outside of like in that current situation. So in terms of my financial situation or whatever it is, for people that know me, it all kind of just comes together into like a situation that people have seemed to be attracted to over the years. So I personally like somebody that's like that as well, where they're quiet,
like
the one that's just chilling, but you've seen about 19 different guys walk up to them in the club. That's my bag. I like quietness. I like somebody like me.
And like the thing is, it depends on what your motive is as a man and a woman. Like for women's purposes, if you're just trying to have a man that's a one night stand, I think that works. But it's like I think a lot of women act like that way, and but then they kind of wonder like why they're not being wifed. Is that, not to sound like a pick me, but that's just really the genuine honesty. Like, because sometimes like a lot of the men that they want too, in particular, they don't go for women who are like that.
Especially if the guy that you're trying to go for isn't being all over the place, then you should probably mirror the person that you're trying to get with.
That's true.
Because they're gonna associate
even financially.
Yeah, like they're gonna relate more to the person that's chilling in the club. If they're chilling in the club, you should be chilling. If they're all over the place, you should probably be all over the place because they're gonna want that attention. But I've never liked the overly expressive, loud, running around the whole party kind of person, because that's just not my bag. Because contrary to popular belief, not every guy wants to take down every girl. And I hate to use the word take down. Like, I'm trying to not be explicit. Yeah. Not every guy wants to take down just any random. Like that's not really true in most cases, because that only comes with more of a headache, to be honest.
And more people that you're dealing with, more people on your phone.
Yeah, especially if she's gonna be acting that way in the club. That's probably not somebody. If that's your preference, that's probably not somebody that you want to associate yourself with. So, girls that act like that for attention, more often than not, you should probably not do that. I don't like it. I don't think most of my male friends in my life like it. The only time the guy will like it is usually if they're in a drought and they're just trying to grab anything. It's almost like the bat signal. Yeah. It's like easy pickings.
Yeah.
Kind of situation. She wants attention, so you could go ahead and give it to her if you're in a drought. But if you're not in a drought and you chilling, then you're going to stay 20 feet away from that woman at all times. Like social distance from her, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all in all, sex appeal is not forced. you know, that's to conclude, like Chloe Bailey, like you don't have to force it. You shouldn't have to force being like that. It should just be natural. Like I said, I think Rihanna is a great example. I feel like Jhené Aiko.
Yeah, because
Like,
she's quiet.
She's just chilling.
You saw I always have to watch it anytime it comes up. But when that one interviewer was talking to her, and she just looked at him a certain way, and he's like, couldn't even speak.
Like that's
vibes.
What it is. Like even Beyonce, I think Beyonce has some natural sex appeal. Like, cause she doesn't do the most. She's very private, quiet. Like there's something about, like you said, quietness that's usually linked to it, because quiet people don't have to prove something, because it just comes across. This is the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they act, the way they present themselves in public, the way they're confident naturally. Like, it's not forced confidence. Like, you could tell when someone is pretending to be confident and when someone actually is confident. Because like I said, it's in your demeanor. It's how you walk into a room. It's how open you are. You're not doing this. You're not sitting in the corner like this. You're not, when other women come into the room looking up and down and seeing what their fit is, and now you worry about what they wearing. Now you all of a sudden, like, it's none of that. It's I'm bomb. And this girl's bomb too. And that's a main indicator of sex appeal, is like confident, like you said. Because when you're confident, it just comes off. You don't have to say anything or do anything. So like I said, Jhené Aiko, Rihanna, Beyonce, confident. Even Meg Thee Stallion does the most, but I feel like she kind of has sex appeal, right? But maybe not though. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she is good at like being sexual. That makes sense. I don't know if that's necessarily sex appeal.
No.
Yeah, because I feel like with her, it's like, I don't know, like when she walks into the room, like it's like, oh, ooh, like no, I don't think it's like that. Like she kind of like, it's just when she starts dancing and stuff. Like I feel like she's able to be sexy, if that makes sense, but she doesn't have sex appeal. I think they're two different things.
And that's because she's outwardly expressive. I just feel like if you look consistently across women that make people feel a certain way, they're all usually quiet, and this is applicable to both men and women. And this, because I don't want it to
we don't want to be.
I don't want it to get misconstrued that women aren't allowed to speak.
For people that's how people
are going to interpret it.
Try to find something to have an issue with.
But the sad part about podcasts is that I just said that just now, but they're going to clip everything.
Yeah, they will clip it if we were like famous. Yeah.
But no, luckily we're not famous.
Yeah.
Not yet, at least.
But if we do get famous, people are going to come back to this, like Alex and Mal.
Sexist.
And they said women don't have rights and they can't speak. No, we're just saying be quiet if you want to have natural sex appeal. I mean, you can't force it. So even if you are quiet, you might not all quiet girls have sex appeal either.
That part too. You might be like that. Never. I'm not even gonna say that.
Oh, you talking about something in particular?
No.
Oh.
No.
But same with men. I'm saying too that sometimes like a lot of quiet men they don't have sex appeal. They're still like weird. So that's not the factor, but we're saying there's a list of factors that make that a lot of people with natural sex appeal have in common. So.
Yeah, that was a long soliloquy.
And sucking a lollipop and talking with whispers is not sex appeal.
Who thought a Chloe Bailey video
it.
sucking a lollipop would lead to all that?
Yep. Provoking thought.